Coin fam to the number one Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis with 250,000 this year totally possible, according to the latest analysis by Scott Melker. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Keiser, the U.S. debt spiral is exploding uncontrollably. Safe haven assets will continue to attract capital. Bitcoin is the safest of all safe havens. Preach. We'll also be discussing New Zealand man arrested in a 265 million crypto scam tied to the FBI probe. We'll also be discussing Basel Medical shares down 15% on the back of the news of them buying $1 billion worth of the biddy. We'll also be discussing big news. Panama City mayor teases Bitcoin reserve after a meeting with El Salvador's Bitcoin leaders Max Keiser and Stacey Herbert. Also, rich dad Robert Kiyosaki predicts Bitcoin surging to 250,000 amid growing distrust in the central banking cartels. Preach, rich dad. We'll also be discussing how Bitcoin can explode up to 250,000 this summer, according to the BitMEX founder, Arthur Hayes just blaze. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more right here on Sat, Stack, and Saturday. So stack the biddy and let's get it. Welcome everyone to the live stream, Tri-Stream. We're streaming live and in the flesh on X, Rumble, and YouTube. I will be streaming over the course of the next couple of hours. A great time to buy some sats. We'll most likely continue this leg up to new all-time high price discovery this week as we're still maintaining above 103.2. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. Miles, what it do? James Elsey, Short Coin, War Paint, DNA at home watching the greatest show on the tube. Love your brother right back. Boom, shakalaka. Shout out to Cement 21, Bill Gaper, still holding on. You don't lose until you liquidate. The plan is still in effect. You can't lose what you don't sell. Who cares about the unrealized losses? Write those mofos off. They dare want to tax us on unrealized gains. We're going to start writing off our unrealized losses. Every bear market. Take that, forces of evil. Shout out Tammy Hatcher. Good to have you here. Happy Stack and Saturday. I got the new Trumponomics hat. I'm trying to bend the bill because when I got it, it was flat like a duck bill platypus. So I'm like, got it like, definitely get that little groovy groove in there and make it look fly. But I'm trying. I'm limited with the glasses. I can only bend it like that much, so it's going to take a while. But shout out Sergio. Appreciate the Trumponomics cap. De Niro and Springsteen need a rectal opothenologies. Precisely. Let them flee to a foreign country. Yeah, I mean, these are Gilligan Island's top clients. So you already know. Don't get me started. Fold it and tuck it in is the thing at the back. Oh, that's actually a good little cheat code there. Yeah, I have to do that. I just grabbed it out of the closet because it matched the red. And I'm like, shit, that's not bending anytime soon. But anyways, it's all good. Let's go CNA fam. Shout out Chandy10, the greatest Bitcoin music content creator. Make sure you're following her on X. I'm going to go ahead and pin the stream to the top of the profile. You guys know the routine. I got my second cup of espresso, about to get the caffeine in the bloodstream. And you're going to notice the stream pinned to the top of the profile in about a half a second. Let's see here. So it should be easy to find. It's officially pinned to the very top. All comments and quotes will get reposted. Let's get it. And let me hit you with some theme music.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day. Maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Happy Sat, Stack, and Saturday. Shout out Nippinator, former chairman of the SEC. He's here for you guys each and every day. Good to have you here, Bill. Shout out to the Oracle. Be sure to pick up the phone, please.
Pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up.
You gotta pump it up, Oracle.
You've got to pump it up.
Don't you know?
Don't you know? Pump it up.
And if you don't know, now you know. Again, welcome everyone joining us on the live. Happy Sat, Stack, and Saturday. A beautiful time to be alive, wouldn't you say? I don't think he played the theme song. I haven't been able to do the Carlton dance. Well, hopefully you're able to do the Carlton. I haven't seen the Carlton dance in a few decades, but yeah, there's no one that did it quite like Carlton. Except Nippinator. He comes close. the closest we have seen. What a time to be alive, a shift into the new paradigm. Exactly. Shout out Warpaint. It is a beautiful thing. And appreciate all the love. Shout out Crypto Dingo. Appreciate the love. Soltacious Warrior. Of course, Chandy 10. You're the greatest. And the rest of the fam, keep the comments flowing. I'll repost everybody best I can. I'll be checking the feed throughout the entire stream. Let me know what's most exciting to you in the market right now. What are you guys most hyped about? What thing in particular? Any bit of bitty news, let me know. Whether it's the next nation states such as Panama adopting Bitcoin, establishing the strategic Bitcoin reserve, or maybe it's a prediction such as Arthur Hayes we're covering today, projecting Bitcoin to hit 250,000, up to 250,000 this summer as we're entering the summer. So exciting times. It's also the year preceding the halving. A lot of the models, such as Stock to Flow, show Bitcoin hovering at around $500,000 around this time. So pretty exciting. Saludos from Monterrey, Mexico in the building. Shout out my Mexico fam. Stablecoin bill tomorrow. That's other big news. I think Monday, right? Tomorrow's Sunday. I would assume Monday, Joe Buddy. Not answering yet. Still don't feel like it. Well, pick up the damn phone.
You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up.
You got to pick it up eventually. Just that I have some Bitcoin. That's the most exciting to me. Good point. Touche. It is a fantastic feeling. Having a Bitcoin, it's the cheat code. It just feels too easy. You just stack Bitcoin and do nothing else, and you continue to win. It's too easy. It almost seems unreal. Surreal, I should say. Monday, that's right. So day after tomorrow, the stablecoin bill, I think it'll pass. It's inevitable. Nice hat. Thank you. Shout out Sergio BitcoinCaps.net. I got this from my boy, and my first time rocking the cap, so I have to bend the bill some. My first time wearing it. I'm trying to make it. It's hard to do it on the head when you got the glasses on. You get no bend. I smile with joy every day I check my crypto. Amen to that, DNA. It's a fabulous feeling. You got to dig it. So there she is. Thank you, Chandy, again. Just reposted you. It's go time. JV is here for us as he's there every day with the Bitcoin entertainment. Much appreciated. KZY Crypto, appreciate you, brother. And thank you, guys. Anyone just joining the stream, pump the likes, pump the stream, repost the stream, spread some love. And cop yourself some espresso, get some caffeine in the bloodstream. If not, keep it in the canteen and transfer it into the bloodstream at the proper time. And I dare say now is that proper time. So let's kick off today's show, fam. If you're new to the channel, very important to smash the likes. Go ahead, subscribe, then ring the bell. Turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including Sat Stack and Saturdays, just like this. Today is pod episode 1994. I'm your host, JV. It's May 17, 2025. Bitcoin maintaining above $103,000 at the time of the live stream. Let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do every day. You can see Bitcoin only down 0.5% on the day as the markets have been corrective over the weekend, thus far at least. We also have Ether pulled back 5%, XRP down 3%, and basically corrections across the entire crypto sphere. And checking out the infamous CoinMarketCap.com. Currently, the market cap for all of crypto is 3.27 trillion. Bitcoin market cap is at 2.048 trillion. We got 95 billion worth of volume at the past 24 hours, down 15% on the day, with the Bitcoin dominance coming in strong at 62.7%, with Ether dominance at 9.1%. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours, we got Leo up a modest 1%, Core up 1%, and Monero up 0.1%, as the majority of the entire market is Rex City. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective on the day. Sad to say, almost everything in the red. Zooming out on the weekly, 90% red, 10% green. Zooming out for the monthly, now we're talking virtually everything in the green. So past 30 days have been pretty bullish in crypto, I dare say, for the past 5-6 weeks since we entered Q2. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index today, we're back in greed at a 74. Yesterday at 71. Last week at 70, and last month a 30 in fear. And checking out the time chain calendar, we're on block height number 897,127. We have 152,873 blocks into the next halving. If you don't know, every block is approximately 10 minutes. And you can currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 970 sats. So pick up the sats, put down the gats, pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio over at bitcoincaps.net. Get yourself a custom Trumponomics exclusive. Just like this. Pump it up, JV. That's what I'm trying to tell the Oracle. Just answer the phone already.
You got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up.
You gotta pump it up. Well, I mean, what else are we doing with our lives? You gotta buy. You gotta buy the dips. Pray. Matthew 6:6. Pray to your Father who is unseen. And I actually got a Bible quote I want to share with you guys today that my homie Frankie Calabro shared with me. And I'm actually going to read it verbatim to the best of my abilities here. Corinthians 5:7 and Philippians 3:20-21. As you sit quietly in my presence, remember that I am a God of abundance. I will never run out of resources. My capacity to bless you is unlimited. You live in a world of supply and demand where necessary things are often scarce. Even if you personally have enough, you see poverty in the world around you. It is impossible for you to comprehend the lavishness of my provisions, the fullness of my glorious riches. Through spending time in my presence, you gain glimpses of my overflowing vastness. These glimpses are tiny forecasts of what you will experience eternally in heaven. Even now, you have access to as much of me as you have faith to receive. Rejoice in my abundance, live in by faith, not by sight. Can I get an amen? And shout out everyone again joining our live stream here today. We're going to strike the gong as the broskies strike the bong, and we raise consciousness. One gong strike, one sat by at a time. Smash the sats. Let's get it. 1 sat per dollar. Now we're talking $100 million Bitcoin incoming. That's going to be pre-lit, by the way. $1 per sat. Holy shit. Right now, you get virtually 1,000 sats per dollar. So take advantage of it. So we're talking about 1,000x. Bitcoin's going to be 100 million per coin. Let that one sink in. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. And just slam. A-dun-dun-dun. Let the boys be boys. Theme song from Chandy 10 is the best. Couldn't agree more with you, Robert. That's why we play it every day to start off the show. Can I get an amen? There you go, Tammy. I beat you to it today. Happy 420 in advance for the broskies. And shout out JD Vance while we're at it. But I'm going to take one more sip of the espresso, and then we're going to dive into our TA, a.k.a. astrology for the baddies. But let me know first, who got that Bitcoin swag?
So chillin' hot with my Bitcoin. Swagger from the bitty stack. It goes up, up, up. Bitcoin goes.
It goes doing, doing, doing. It's a thrill ride. A stack deck built so right. Gonna bust out of the firmament. Beyond
The water fills sky.
Trust this, don't wear a nail on your forehead with an opportunity miss. Bitcoin thrust, fiat rust, stamp your future and still.
keep it with swagger, securing Superman, real B is Satoshi level. Trump card holding kinda killer.
With W's and M's for the orange pill, set for making mid.
I got that Bitcoin swagger. You got that Bitcoin swagger. We got that Bitcoin swagger.
Stacking sats, feeling bad, looking sharper than a dagger. Be an Arkansas jam with diamond hands tough.
Got no kryptonite, just orange.
And shout out Max, guys. I just saw a brand new post here. He wrote, El Salvador lit the fuse for Central America to become the largest Bitcoin circular economy in the region of the world, with 52 million inhabitants, with GDP of 740 billion. Bukelenomics for the win. Panama is full tilt orange pilled. So you already know Max and Stacy just orange pilled the country of Panama. They met with the mayor. The mayor already posted regarding Bitcoin, so you already know what's incoming. And there's going to be probably a big announcement, I would assume, at the Vegas conference later this month regarding Panama. So game on. Awesome. Central America, Latin American adoption for the win. Mad respect. And shout out Max Kaiser, of course, doing God's work down there in Bitcoin country with Stacey Herbert and President Bukele. But anyways, fam-a-lam, I think we should transition now that it is officially 420 for the broskies. Let's dive in, tap into some TA, shall we? So as you can see, after the infamous freeze frame, of course, headline Bitcoin at 250, that's going to be the theme of today, 250,000 this year. Totally possible, according to crypto analyst Scott Melker. So let's break this down, and I'll pull up the live charts as soon as we're done with this. Bitcoin's next explosive move can send the asset to $250,000 by the end of the year. According to Scott Melker, the host of the Wolf of All Streets pod, speaking in the interview, Melker cited growing institutional interest and diminishing volatility as key factors that can drive that next leg up. Quoting him here, 250 this year, totally possible. And he added that Bitcoin's volatility has declined significantly in the recent years. Quoting him here from the interview, it used to be about 3 times as volatile as the S&P. Now it's less than 2 times. He pointed to the increased involvement from pension funds and ETF issuers as evidence of more mature, stable market. The shift, he argued, reflects the broader trend of institutional adoption. The more institutional money, the more Wall Street money, the more the long-term hodlers get involved, and the less volatility there's going to be. It makes perfect sense. Market activity in 2025 has already shown signs of great strength. Bitcoin surged past 104. In fact, we did tap just 105 a few days back. And Ether resurged back, and it's currently obviously correcting, but it retapped 2,700 after hitting a low of like freaking 1,400, which is pretty wild. Coinbase's addition to the S&P marked a major milestone for the crypto integration into the mainstream finance. Melker noted the company is not just entering the index, but also doing so in the top 50 market cap, a reflection of how deeply rooted some crypto firms have become. And speaking of the roots, shout out Black Thought and Questlove. And in addition to Coinbase, firms like Galaxy Digital and eToro have moved forward with public listings, signaling confidence and regulatory condition under the current U.S. administration, which is extremely bullish on Bitcoin and crypto. Melker said that this environment, bolstered by the dropped SEC lawsuits and favorable executive orders, have created what he calls an extremely bullish backdrop for the sector. Couldn't agree more. And while Bitcoin remains the primary focus, Melker acknowledged a renewed interest in the alts. Recent price action saw Ether outpace Bitcoin, triggering a rally across the smaller cap tokens, a sign in which he says new money is entering the space rather than just rotating within it. And despite the optimism, Melker tempered expectations, noting that most experts are forecasting cycle highs between 120 and 150, but still he emphasized that while surges are not out of the ordinary, well, naturally, right? And from the 2020 lows to the last bull market, Bitcoin went from 3 Gs to 69,000. So a 2.5x from here wouldn't even be a big deal. And if we did 2.5x from here, that's 250,000 per Bitcoin, hence the target. So you already know. And quoting Max Kaiser here, the U.S. debt spiral is exploding uncontrollably. The safe haven assets will continue to attract the capital. Bitcoin is the safest of all the safe havens. You damn straight. And if you don't know now, you know. And let's pull up some of the live charts, take a quick glimpse at what we're doing here. We'll start with the 1 hour. Should be able to see here on your screen in half a second or so. There you go. All right. So yeah, we're currently sitting at 103.2 at the time of the live stream via Coinbase, and we're looking via TradingView. This is the 1 hour. We do have a bull target scenario in the green, sitting at 116. It's a bullish pennant sensation formation. And obviously, if we hit that, we're right back at price discovery, which is currently 109.3. We also have a blue target in the middle here, sitting at 110, still price discovery, sexy little blackjack bitty babe. And we also have another green target sitting just above where we're at. I guess that says 104,871, so roughly $1,000 price increase from the current price action. And zooming out from there, we're going to take a look at the 4 hour, and I'm going to project that we're going to have very similar bull targets. Let's see if we got a 116, baby. Green target, bullish pennant, 116. Bada boom, bada bang, Nippinator indicator in full effect. So you already know, 4 hour chart, very bullish, as is the 1 hour. And checking out the daily. Let's check her out. We also have a red bull scenario here on the daily, sitting at 111. All these price discovery targets make my mouth a water. And let's check out the weekly. We do get a weekly close tomorrow on the 18th. And as you can see, the past 5 weeks have been consecutive green candle closes. And we're still looking at that pretty 124 cup and handle target in play on the weekly chart. And I believe this will most likely happen here very soon, as we're in Q2, the most bullish time frame of a cycle, which is the year preceding the halving. Typically within 12 to 18 months after the halving, we hit the cycle peak. And this time, for the first time, we hit a new all-time high before the halving, and I expect that next leg up here sooner than later. But you guys let me know your thoughts. And taking a quick look at the monthly, already formed very nice bullish candle for the month of May. We're only halfway through the month. Last month, April, was also bullish, and before that we had two bear corrections, unfortunately, but it's all good in the hood as the bullish momentum is back. And if you don't know, now you know. And again, welcome everyone to the live stream, try stream. Pump the likes to pump the stream. 116, let's make it happen. I'll strike the gong to that. Bitcoin post-halving, historic performance every time goes on an epic rally, 12 to 18 months post-halving. Exactly, read my mind. Bitcoin is only 13 months in. That gives us a nice 5-month window of pure bullishness. Let's get it. Shout out Fairground, Panama News is bullish. Our country is paying in Bitcoin to get through to the Panama Canal. I love it. Our mods are finite. Now that's a great quality. Yes, that's right. Our mods are very scarce like our teeth. Trump's crypto stance had everything to do with the early all-time high. 100% with you on that. That's a fact. I don't think we would have hit the 109.3 all-time high on Inauguration Day if Trump and his administration wasn't bullish. That's a given. JB, please reload the tapeworm song. Thanks for the reminder. I want to watch my daughter when she hears it again. So it sounds like torture is going on. The Oracle residence. But yeah, we'll have to reload it. I mean, it is a classic, and a lot of people probably never heard it before, so I appreciate the heads up. Crypto Surge in the building. Congratulations to the Knicks. They demolished the Boston Celtics, and for the first time I heard in 25 years, they finally made it into this part of the finals, wherever part they're at. I know they still got some ways to go, but congratulations to all the New Yorkers. And Dave Portnoy, take that, cabbage hands. You cannot trade me for the Bitcoin. Shout out facts. Shout out facts. What to do, broski? Shandy 10 with the memes. Sergio, that's actually hilarious, brother. Thank you, Sergio. Trumponomics for the win. You already know that's where I get the cap. If anyone likes this, you can get the same one at bitcoincaps.net. Tell Sergio I sent you. Lit. I'm glad you dig it, Sergio. If you don't know, now you know, broskies. Oh, yeah, and Serge just got his new cap. A new CNA exclusive. Looking good on you, brother. Appreciate you supporting Sergio, fellow business owner, small business owner, Bitcoiner, and also veteran. So thank you for the support, and thank you for supporting the stream, as you always do, brother. It looks great on you. Just hit you with a repost. And for those that don't know, the same cap you can get in white, or you can get it in black, and it has the CNA logo on the side with the B in the front. And let me actually show you some of the different designs. This is the one Serge is rocking. It's one of my faves. Then we have the President B cap, the new one with the El Salvador Bitcoin country flag on the side, another one of my faves. And then, of course, the all white, which I love to rock the white caps. So you got a lot of new options, and they're all available at bitcoincaps.net. Cop yourself one. And they're great for gifts. If you're looking to orange pill people or give some gifts away to the family, get them one of these caps. The post-halving event is different than all the others in many ways. Bitcoin's already at the top 5 of the global asset ranking. Bitcoin has never had the government, market, pension, sovereign wealth, and countries all in. Well said, brother.
Bitty light paper gets wrinkled, crinkled.
Texas, Montana, Missouri, New York, Florida, Puerto Rico, El Salvador.
You already know.
Swagger holding with an orange glow.
Prodigy.
Facts with the memes. When she looks through your phone, but all she finds is Bitcoin memes. Classic, bro. I love it.
Reserve to preserve. Strategy for prosperity.
You feel that? That's Bitcoin swagger, baby.
Walking like your wallet got laser eyes.
Bitty climbs higher than a high rise. Laser eyes, not surprised.
I got that bitty drip, fiat doing backflips. We don't beg no banker, we just walk with that Bitcoin swag. Bitcoin swagger. Yo,
I got that Bitcoin swagger. You got that Bitcoin swagger. We got that Bitcoin swagger.
Stacking sats, feeling bad, looking sharper than a dagger. QR flash, got cash in my code. cold wallet, chiller than a Yeti in the snow.
Doing, cold storm for the rocket flame. Take up, lift off, so chill as we fire it up. Moon up, doing up, yup,
Dancing on inflation like it's 1984.
Let's go. And shout out Chandy 10 on the Jammy Jam. That's the Bitcoin swagger track I love. I think it'll be different this time with all the countries and institutional investment. Couldn't agree more. Keep the comments going. We're going to transition into our next story of the day, which is actually a hack, interestingly enough. Headline here reads, New Zealand man arrested in a $265 million crypto scam tied to an FBI probe. That's right, can't make this ish up. Man from Wellington, capital city of New Zealand, shout out all my Kiwis, has been arrested in connection with an FBI-led investigation into the global crypto fraud operation, which allegedly stole 450 million in New Zealand dollars, which is 265 million USD. Good Lord, that's literally more than $250 million, yo. And according to the New Zealand police, the man is one of 13 individuals charged after authorities executed search warrants across Auckland, Wellington, and California over the past 3 days. The charges stem from allegations members of an organized criminal group manipulated 7 victims to obtain large amounts of crypto, which was then laundered through multiple platforms between March and August of last year. The US DOJ indicted the man under federal law, including charges of racketeering, conspiracy to commit fraud, and conspiracy to commit money laundering, as per the announcement. Meanwhile, prosecutors alleged the stolen funds were used to purchase $9 million worth of luxury vehicles and spent lavishly on high-end goods, including designer handbags, watches, and clothing, as well as services such as nightclub access, private security, and rentals in LA, Miami, and the Hamptons. The accused appeared in Auckland District Court and was granted bail with interim name suppression. He is scheduled to reappear July 3rd. Quoting them here, we have worked closely with our law enforcement colleagues in the U.S. to support their investigation. Today's search warrants and arrests reflect the importance of international partnerships where criminals are operating across the borders. The investigation remains ongoing. Digital asset theft literally skyrocketed in April of this year, with nearly 360 million stolen across 18 separate hacking incidents. These hackers are wild, yo. According to data from blockchain security PeckShield, the figure marks a staggering 990% jump. While the higher the price goes of crypto such as Bitcoin, the more hacking there's going to be. And there's just these insane honeypots. It's mind-boggling. The losses are insane. So protect yourself there, yo. And never keep your crypto on the exchanges, because not your keys, not your cheese, and that can become a honeypot to any of these hackers as well. Now, blockchain analyst Zach XBT identified a suspicious 330 million Bitcoin transaction. The incident was later confirmed as a social engineering attack that targeted an elderly U.S. resident, resulting in one of the largest individual crypto thefts to date. It's crazy, yo. And I don't think they're going to slow down, unfortunately. So protect yourself, protect your keys, not your keys, not your cheese, Tom and Jerry. They always get caught, just saying. Not everyone gets caught. Did they ever catch the Lazarus group, allegedly in North Korea, that is responsible for a good majority of the hacks? I don't think they have. Correct me if I'm wrong. The orange and the blue team with the orange CNA Bitcoin fam. New York Knickerbockers. Game on. Brunson. MVP. Let's go. Wonder if these scammers had anything to do with the Coinbase hack overseas. Wouldn't be surprised. Probably very easy for them to steal the information, probably even more so to steal your KYC than it is the crypto. The more the price, the more the dangerous it gets. Agreed. This is why you never keep your coin on the exchanges and never tell anyone how much you own. Sage advice, I couldn't agree more with that. There's no reason to ever tell people where you keep your crypto or how much crypto you may or may not have or control. It's best to leave it up, you know what I mean, for them to guess. Give up your keys, you give up your cheese. Pretty much, that's a new quote. 2 huge exchanges got hacked. Very sus. Yeah, the biggest exchanges do get hacked. So even the biggest exchanges, your information is not safe. Great example, Coinbase was just hacked. And also FTX was the second largest crypto exchange back in 2022 before they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and stole everyone's money. $8 billion scam Bankman Fried. All for the Grippy from Mississippi. Was it worth it, Sam? Was sharing the same prison cell as Diddy, but he allegedly just got sent to a new prison next to his parents or something like that. White man privileges. Tell me about it. Bankman Fried. When I have over 1 Bitcoin, I am telling all of you peeps, Well, I mean, teach your own. If you want to flex, feel free to flex. Manipulated sounds like another word for torture. So yeah, the world knows I followed plan B and have self-custody. I don't even have Bitcoin, so don't bother me. Precisely. I have nothing. We're going to eat the bugs and be forever happy. That's what, what's her name wants from us. I'd say Gates would like that. Soros would love that. And who's that little girl that's like, how dare you? Shut them all down. Greta, that's the one. Had self-custody, no longer. I have nothing. Yeah, why even hold Bitcoin? It's too dangerous. It's too risky. I don't want to be associated with anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, so I don't even touch the shit. Just saying. Bybit always gets hacked. Nothing new there. Too many boat accidents. Precisely. Too many honeypots. I lost mine in a rocket accident. Oracle went to the moon with Katy Perry and apparently lost all of her Bitcoin. It happens. Astronauts. Nacho keys, nacho coins. Shout out Howard Joblo. I don't know why you mentioned being a meat lover and all. It's kind of gay. But to each their own. Some people prefer the meat. I'm vegetarian. Just throwing it out there. I don't prefer the meat. Gangsters are smart, but also very clumsy. It's in our DNA. I got loyalty in my DNA. Hey. Okay. Katie didn't go. I did. There you have it. The Oracle was up there. Katie was just a front man. Opening that latch a little prematurely, Katie. Stick to the script, or you're going to get canceled next. Anyways, shout out Darth Melda. Appreciate all the reposts. Everyone's so awesome. It looks like we're up to 700 people already on the live. Happy Sat Stack and Saturday. DNA dropped his in an onion ring batter. He could be working at Burger King, spitting in your onion rings, circling the block with his system up, screaming, I don't give up. Little bars. Little M. Are we allowed to say 86? Yeah, why not? Bezos pissed off. Yeah, I saw that there was an alleged lawsuit. I don't know what's true or not nowadays. I just assume it's all scripted. But yeah, that was freaking hilarious. Flat earthers for the win. We have our poo-poos in Montana at the cabin. Pew, pew. Water pistol, I assume that means. Super soaker, 9,000. But anyways, next story of the day, yo. Big story. Basel Medical, we touched upon this yesterday. They just announced a $1 billion Bitcoin buying plan. Well, ironically, their stock just crashed 15% off the back of the news. So what's going on here? Let's break it down, shall we? On May 16th, the Singapore-based Basel said it was in advanced discussions with a consortium of institutional investors and high net worth individuals named Nipsey to acquire a US 1 billion Bitcoin through an innovative share swap arrangement. Now we're talking. The company said the benefits of its planned purchase include creating one of the strongest balance sheets amongst the Asia-focused healthcare providers, providing unmatched financial flexibility for mergers and acquisitions. It also said that Bitcoin Treasury would help Basel establish a diversified asset base to weather the market volatility. But the company's shareholders were not sold. Basel's stock has dropped 15%, oh no, on the announcement, according to the Google Finance. Well, I dare say a great buy the dip opportunity before it soars with a bitty acquisition. Fueling the acquisitions in April, Basel announced it had acquired a pure healthcare provider, Bethesda Medical, for an undisclosed sum. The deal marked the beginning of the Basel Medical Group expansion strategy in Singapore and the broader Southeast Asian healthcare market. Basel's management team expects the accumulation Bitcoin will aid in these plans. Quoting them here, our expected balance sheet will allow us to move quickly on strategic opportunities as we build the premier healthcare platform across the high-growth Asian markets, according to their CEO. This isn't the first time a company shareholder has been punished for it announcing plans to build a treasury strategy. For example, GameStop shed nearly $3 billion in market cap during a single trading day in March as investors questioned the video game retailer's plans to stockpile thy biddy. There are question marks with the GameStop model. If Bitcoin is going to be the pivot, there does Does that leave everything else? Well, Brent Newell, U.S. investment analyst at eToro, shared with Reuters. Corporate treasuries collectively hold roughly $80 billion worth of the Bitcoin as of May 16th. According to the data from the Bitcoin treasuries, Bitcoin can potentially be a valuable hedge against growing fiscal deficits, currency debasement, and geopolitical risks for corporations. Assets manager Fidelity Digital Assets said in the 2024 report. And if you don't know, now you know. There's been more and more treasury acquisition companies being birthed. It seems like virtually every day. They're all trying to follow in the footsteps of Michael Saylor. And by the way, Saylor's stock is absolutely crushing it. MSTR, that is, Strategy B, formerly known as MicroStrategy. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Saylor posted this earlier. It says MSTR is winning the financial triple crown. First place this quarter, first place this year, first place since adopting the Bitcoin standard. Our strategy works because it's built on the pretty bitty going up forever. Laura, please somebody ask me if there's a second best cryptocurrency. Here's your answer.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Take all
Forever and ever, infinity and beyond. All right, the Bitcoin volatility argument is total bullshit. What asset is up approximately 150 million % in 16 years? Name one other than is up even 1/10 of that in the same period of time. Yeah, I'm used to the propaganda, though. I mean, let me give you some insights. If anyone's questioning anything right now, I'm going to give you the Homer Simpson cheat code. I've shared it once before, and it just came to my mind. I think it's totally pertinent that I share it here. Always do the opposite of whatever the government says. Words to live by, I dare say. I mean, that's the cheat code in life, and it's that simple. You know what I mean? It's that simple. They tell you to wear the mask, don't wear the mask. They tell you to social distance, don't social distance. They tell you to get the poison, don't get the poison. You know what I mean? They tell you not to buy the Bitcoin, buy the Bitcoin. Jim Cramer says it's going to zero. Double down. You know what I mean? Now, I only take financial advice from Jim Cramer, and there's never financial advice given on this stream. I am not qualified. So we only take advice from Jim Cramer, just FYI. And here and there we look at it, Nippinator indicator. But, you know what I mean? Always inverse Cramer. There is no second best. So I'll have 1 million Bitcoin by the end of the year. Yeah, so Saylor already has almost 3% of the entire Bitcoin supply. And again, the greatest hack known to mankind, Homer Simpson reveals it in a meme. As crazy as that sounds, yes, we are living in a simulation, and Homer gave us the cheat code. Just do the opposite of whatever the government tells you should be good. And do the opposite of what Dave Ramsey tells you. Remember, he told you Bitcoin's going to zero when it was $555. Meanwhile, Bitcoin soared 200x. It's almost as if there's an agenda to keep you poor. It's almost as if there is an agenda literally designed to keep you poor. Market goes up, don't buy. The market go down, don't sell. That's what I'm saying. And there's no second best. Exactly. Precisely. Well said. We got a Bitcoin swag.
Ain't no Fed chair telling me where to go. Haters talk smack, I just nod and stack. Flex that orange B like a royal flag. Tap.
I assume Jimmy Buffett has ascended already, but Charlie Munger, he passed at 99, ironic enough. Imagine your goal in life is to live to 100 years and you become unalived at 99, all because you were fudding the Bitcoin, Charlie Munger, and that hatred in your heart. Just saying, it could be. There's no telling. Any cooperation trying to compete with strategy is just helping strategy. Agreed there, Nate. Hit the gong and light the sage, JV. Looks like the lizard folks are trying again. Best of luck to you, lizard bastards.
Satoshi style, truth on the chain. Yeah, we got that timeless flame.
Who's the rat poison squared now? Mr. Munger?
You hear that cha-ching? It's my bitty bling. That sound money shaking up the game. Satoshi style, truth on the chain. Yeah, we got that timeless flame. I got that Bitcoin swagger. You got that Bitcoin swagger.
We buffering a little. Michael Buffer.
We got that Bitcoin swagger.
Stack Stacking sats, feeling bad, looking sharper than a dagger. You still on fiat? Man, that's tragic. Biddy got me moonwalking.
If anyone experiencing a buffer or glitch, repost. I just double checked. It says excellent condition, but there's no telling what the lizard folk in this world. Yeah, I mean, so let's continue with the news and where we left off regarding Panama. Big news right here. And shout out Max and Stacy, man. I'm pretty excited for this one. Let's go Central America. Panama City Mayor teases Bitcoin reserve after meeting El Salvador Bitcoin leaders Stacy Herbert and Max Kaiser. Bitcoin reserve, says the mayor on May 16th on X, Mayor Mizrachi. After meeting El Salvador Bitcoiners, Max and Stacy. Another one bites the dust. Let's go. Now, while Mizrachi didn't share details about the discussion with Kaiser and Herbert, the timing of the post came 11 days, another divine omen, before the Bitcoin 2025 conference in Vegas, where Mizrachi is scheduled to speak. Do you think there may be a big announcement of Panama adopting a strategic Bitcoin reserve made at the Vegas conference in just a few more days out? Good chances. The creation of the Bitcoin reserve in Panama City would follow a recently approved measure permitting the use of crypto for public payment, including taxes, fines, and municipal fees. Bitcoin, Ether, Tether, and USDC will be accepted once the crypto to fiat payment rails are established, according to Mizrachi. And to push for the Bitcoin reserve at the federal level, Mizrachi would need to collaborate with Panama's National Assembly to craft the legislation. There is no evidence to suggest that he has taken such measures. Mizrachi's post followed the recent enactments of two Bitcoin reserve bills in the U.S. states, Arizona and New Hampshire, with New Hampshire being the first state of the U.S. to adopt a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Ukraine is also reportedly inching closer towards adopting Bitcoin as a national reserve asset as the game theory continues, according to the local media report. And Kaiser suggests that the trio spoke about how Panama and El Salvador can leverage renewable energy to bolster their Bitcoin mining operations. Quoting Max, Bitcoin is transforming Central America. El Salvador's geothermal and Panama's hydroelectric will power the Bitcoin revolution. That's right. Herbert also noted that Panama City will integrate El Salvador's What is Money financial literacy textbook into the online library system. Now, Kaiser and Herbert have played a crucial role in crafting El Salvador's Bitcoin policy, which includes a Bitcoin reserve consisting of 6,179 BTC, worth nearly 640 million. Kaiser serves as President Bukele's Bitcoin advisor, while Herbert runs the Bitcoin country office. And speaking of Max, let's see if there's any new tweets that he just gave out while I've been recording today's live stream, and I'll read them to you as he's been updating us with the Panama situation with the strategic reserve. So here we go. Max Kaiser made me a rich man, someone says. In 2019, I was half broke, single, and working 40 hours for peanuts. Started watching Max and Stacy on RT, invested almost everything I made in Bitcoin and on the Swan account. Now I am rich, never have to work again. And there's millions of stories just like this. So all hail the high priest, and thank you for bringing us the legendary Kaiser report. Strategy has been buying 2 billion Bitcoin a month for the last 5 months. For context, the most it ever bought in a single year before 2024 was 2.6 billion. Something clicked in the markets on November 2024. MicroStrategy has been buying Bitcoin like crazy ever since, 100%. Now, Max also says, here's FT scoffing at Sailor in 2021 when Bitcoin was 36,000. You might recall our Giga Chad was a part of the recent dramatic and monochromatic call to arms alongside Bitcoin televangelist Max Kaiser. MicroStrategy triples down on the biddy. So yeah, why wouldn't Michael Saylor triple down on the Bitcoin? And they roughly already have 3% of the supply, which is really mind-boggling. Now, Max, in regard to Ricardo Salinas, Uncle Ricky, he says, I pitched Ricardo and some investors, OneWell in particular, on my idea of a 50-story Bitcoin hotel in El Salvador's historic district with a 100-foot revolving Bitcoin logo on the roof. He likes the idea, and I dare say Uncle Ricky may be already the wealthiest individual in all of Mexico, as his Bitcoin portfolio is 70% of his portfolio, according to his own words. But there you have it, yo. As the adoption continues, El Salvador, Panama, what other countries are likely to be next to adopt the Bitcoin standard or for their treasury strategic reserve? Let me know and I'll read your comments out loud before we dive to the next story of the day. And the next two stories are going to be all about Bitcoin hitting 250,000. Game on. Happy SASTAC and Saturday. If you're saving dollars, you're going to be robbed daily. Get off to zero. Be a slayer. Bitcoin's up 1,000% in the last 5 years. Next 5, not financial advice. Smash the likes for the Nippinator. Strike the gong for the Nippinator. We do anything here for the nip.
That's magic.
Prince of popping blocks, throne on chain. Biddy Moon stepping in the Hall of Fame. Where your savings at? On a chain, bro. That's why I strut like I own the rainbow.
Drippy with a cold wallet, witnessing with action. Biddy, don't stall it. Biddy fashion, full stack polish, stacking up proof, not empty wallets. I got that Bitcoin swagger. You got that Bitcoin swagger. We got that Bitcoin swagger.
Stacking sets, feeling bad, looking sharper than a dagger. It's not just a coin, it's a whole dang walk.
Bitcoin swagger.
Try and fake it, nah, you gotta stack it.
Let me know if you got that Bitcoin swag. Shout out Chandy 10 on the Jammy Jam. Nipsey wasn't fazed by his gong. Yeah, because he knows whenever I strike it, he's in the astral realms usually, or doing his remote viewing, channeling Satoshi. And when we strike the gong, it just raises Nip's consciousness and he becomes one with the divine. If you know what I'm saying. You become one with the gong, precisely. Speaking of the gong, shout out Junior Gong. Let's go.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless.
Like water.
Like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot.
That's right. Nipsey doesn't even react anymore, except JV saying his name. Pretty much. Or if I get extremely passionate, I think he checks on me and he'll come up like, dude, are you all right? Every once in a while, I'll get into one of those uncensored rants. He's just like, dude. But anyways, shout out Adam. Good to have you here. And the rest of the Biddy fam. Looks like we're up to 800 people on the live stream. Shout out Robbie P. Fantastic Biddy musician right there. Creator of the BitcoinSlang.com. Anyone going to the Vegas conference? That's a good question. If you're going to the Vegas conference, put a 1 in the live chat. I know for a fact Oracle's going to be there. I know for a fact Chandy's going to be there. Who else is going to be there? Put a 1 in the chat and maybe you guys can link up. Nipsey's getting old. It's just reality. How dare you, Serge? We're the same age. He's practically my twin. He's 6 in human years, which is 42. JV's age in dog years. So it's my twin right there. How old is your... I just answered. There you go. Oracle's definitely going. BS is going. I'm calling BS. Awesome, brother. Who else is going to be in Vegas? Holy shit. It's like literally is it next week? Like 10 days, week and a half. It's already the 17th. Holy moly. Holy moly. Serge put a 2. I think that means he's staying in New York. BS. My dog is 6. Oh, excellent. It's a good age. It's a good age. Full of wisdom. Bitcoin Army, where you at? Shout out Chandy again. Just reposted you. Shout out Mike Ash. I appreciate everyone showing my mom the birthday love. Yesterday was her special 72 birthday, and I told her with Bitcoin she's forever 21. So there's my beautiful mother right there. Bitcoin keeps you young. I dare say Bitcoin is the fountain of youth. Mike wrote, happy birthday. It was fun chatting with you at the Bitcoin party. I remember it well. Such a nice lady. And of course, shout out Oracle, Chandy, and everyone else that took the time to wish my mother a happy birthday. It's greatly appreciated. Yeah, so shout out Mike and anyone else who attended the 100K Fiesta. It was a pleasure meeting you there, and I'm glad you got to meet my mom and my brother. And for those that don't know, that's my older brother. So let's go. But let's transition into some 250 predictions, shall we? We're going to start with the latest from Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki. Who else is going? Chandy put a 1 up there. I only saw season 1 Andor. Freaking good. Season 1 of Good Day, Ladies and Gents. Shout out to the Crypto Princess. Big Vegas event. Vegas bound. Panama Mayor's going to be there. Max is going to be there. I have a feeling they're going to announce the strategic Bitcoin reserve for Panama, Central America. Game on. Where can you watch Andor? I haven't heard of this show. Is this like an anime? Miles says Disney Plus. They need to make an anime series called Satoshi. with Nipinator as the main character. I'm all in. But yeah, here's the latest from Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki with his prediction, and then we'll discuss Arthur Hayes saying Bitcoin can run up to 250,000 this summer. And why is that significant? Because we're here in the summer. That means within the next couple of months, game on. So let's break this down. So yeah, Robert Kiyosaki predicts Bitcoin surge to 250 amid the growing distrust in the central banking cartels from hell. That's right. And I think he did a tweet. Let me start with this tweet he just wrote today. Question: why will gold, silver, and Bitcoin continue to grow in value? Answer: the Marxist central bank system is a crashing. Many going bankrupt. Keep hodling. I am and buying more Bitcoin. I predict Bitcoin climb to 250,000 this year. Buy more of the biddy. Do not sell. I repeat, buy more of the biddy. Do not sell. Thank you, Robert. Spoken like a gentleman. Kiyosaki's tweet comes amid the growing global uncertainty surrounding central banking systems. In recent years, inflationary pressures, unsustainable debt levels, and questionable monetary policies have led to the increased skepticism. While critics might dispute the Marxist label, I agree with them. Kiyosaki's language reflects a broader sentiment shared by many in the crypto community, a belief that centralized financial institutions are failing to protect consumer value. That's a fact, Jack. This narrative has been gaining traction, especially after several major banking collapsing and government bailouts highlighted the vulnerabilities within the matrix. With rising inflation in the US and Europe and mounting economic instability in developing nations, alternate stores of value such as the biddy and precious metals have been increasingly appealing to investors looking for the hedge, looking for the edge of the flat earth. Oh no. And while Rich Dad's forecast to 250 may seem optimistic, it is not without precedent. Analysts at Standard Chartered Bank made a similar prediction late 2024. That's right. And who's the primary shareholder of Standard Chartered? It's BlackRock. So BlackRock's ultimately projecting Bitcoin to hit 250,000 as well. And Larry Fink has come out and said Bitcoin could hit 700,000 this cycle. What are your thoughts on that? And as you know, Kiyosaki's message to his followers was clear: buy more, do not sell. The phrase hodl, shout out to the HODL gang, a popular crypto slang mean hold on for dear life and never sell that bit even during the turbulent times. For Rich Dad, the strategy isn't just about the gains. It's about preserving wealth in what he views as a collapsing economic order. Precisely. His endorsement may inspire more retail investors to consider digital assets as part of the portfolio. My name is the Great Cornholio, and I need Bitcoin for my portfolio, as Beavis once said, especially for those wary of fiat currencies and traditional banking. And there you have it. What are your thoughts on Kiyosaki projecting 250,000 this year, 2025? Yay, nay? Holla at your boy. And next up, we'll share the latest from Arthur Hayes, just blaze, suggesting we can run up to 250 this summer. Game on. Can't wait to see all your picks from Vegas. I'll be in the motorized mobility cart. Nice. And/or for adults. Ooh, and that is a big part of what makes it so good. It's dark. And also, it's good to see his story. I'd expect nothing less from Darth Milda. The adult animes. Interesting. When I was a kid, one of the most lit animes was the Fist of the North Star. I'm the true fist of the North Star. That was pretty lit. 103, 420. Let's go, Bitty Broskies. Nipinator indicator in full effect. New all-time highs in play. I dare say, look at that. That's what we've been waiting our whole lives for, right there. I found the mobility cart rental. Oh, nice. They are bringing it to the hotel, and I return it to the same place. Fantastic. 250, let's go, Knoxville. That's what I'm saying. Looks like we're up to 900 people on the stream. If you guys can repost us, always appreciated. You gotta keep them appreciated. And we only got 18 hearts today. I don't know why we're slipping, but we can do a lot better than that, guys. Come on, 800, almost 900 people, 18 hearts. Dude, come on. Sat Stack and Saturday, bro. There should be at least 30 of those hearts. At least. I dare say 100. But if you guys can hit the heart and just repost it, I appreciate it. Bada boom, bada Bitcoin, game on. Game on. The Gong Show. That's right. We might turn this into the Bong Show if we have to. I'll call up Fax, get them on the private chopper, and we'll just smoke the herb ski. So much for the news. Cheech and Chong, 2.0, bringing it back. Nippinator indicator. Exactly. Wait till you see the last 5 episodes. Oh, snap. Don't rub it in now, Adam. But, yeah, yo. We're about to transition into the 250 target. I dare say we don't have a lot of likes and love in today's show because 250 is a very bearish target when you guys are used to me leading our featured story with $10 billion targets. But I thought it was bullish because it's the summer. 250 over the summer, I'm not complaining. That's a 2.5x. Shit, I'm celebrating. Not spending that much for a room that I will only sleep in. Yeah, I feel ya. You can still book a penthouse suite at the Venetian for less than $600 a night during the Biddy conference. Someone say penthouse, Larry. What was that guy's name? It was like Larry something. The penthouse guy. They made a movie about it. I think Woody Harrelson played the character. I forgot the name. Because now the Finkmeister's embedded into the unconscious, the BlackRock CEO. Anyways. I'm so bored of 103. I know, it's so boring here at 103. Oh my God, I am stoked for it now. Maybe I will pirate it on the phone. Word. Well, anyways, we're at the top of the hour, so we're about to dive into the latest 250 summer target. That's the guy, Larry Flint. For some reason, Larry Fink is like stuck in my brain. I'm obsessed with the BlackRock guy. But yeah, Larry Flint was I think the magazine was called Penthouse, if I'm remembering correctly as a kid, back when I used to read that stuff. And I remember they made a movie about it. I think Woody Harrelson played the character. Correct me if I'm wrong. I was a kid when it came out, so I don't really remember. But yeah, Larry Flint. Is he still around, going strong, or... I know, what's his name? The Playboy Mansion guy is no longer here. What was that guy's name? The guy with the peace pipe. With all the playmates. Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner's no longer here. And was the Playboy Mansion like a modern-day Gilligan's Island? Was that like a blackmailing ring as well? It seems like all this Hollywood stuff, it's like one purpose. Blackmail. It's crazy. I am staying close to the Venetian. Right on. So the event is being held at the Venetian, so I would assume the closer you are to the Venetian, the better. I've been to Vegas many of times. We used to host events out there quite often, actually, every year. And sometimes we'd stay in Henderson, right on the outskirts of Vegas, and rent a house or something like that. And it wasn't too bad of a drive or, Uber ride to the strip or whatever. I'm ashamed to admit this, but I used to watch the show with Hef and the Three Bunnies. Why be ashamed? I wouldn't be ashamed of that. I was never invited either, JV. Jeez Louise. Now, I want to know something funny, like a real story. Like my last name, there's a playmate with the same last name and somehow connected to the family. But she was like featured on the cover of Playboy. But I don't know her personally. I never met her. I'm not going to mention the name. I'm not trying to dox anyone here. But it's kind of funny. There's because I have a unique last name, by the way. So, but anyways, Playboy bunnies weren't treated good or paid well. Well, I hear different testimonies. I heard one the other day of a playmate that stayed at the mansion for 5 years, and she had nothing but positive things to say. She said it was a life-changing experience, and she doesn't regret any of it. And overall, it was a great experience. And then there's others that feel prostituted naturally. You're sleeping with a 90-year-old man every week, however old he was. I'm speculating. I have no idea how old Hugh Hefner was, but you already know. I like the Paris right at the heart of the strip. That will get great. It's a sign, JV. You should be in the Playboy. I know. I'm like Hugh Hefner 2.0. Just turn the hat backwards. I look pretty fly for a white guy. That's all I'm saying. If I have to have 19 wives, I got to do God's work. Fill in that position. Or at least let the Nippinator live his best life. That's why he was never neutered. We knew those balls would come in handy one day. Anyways. Okay. All right. Okay. One more sip of the water and we'll transition to our feature story. Looks like we're at 900 viewers still. Not too bad. Shout out Sergio again. Thank you. Thank you. Would God and Jesus want to approve of a whole thing, JB? That's another reason why I'm not. I watch, I breathe, I listen if I am enjoying it. Maybe you be in a hurry a little to increase the price so high in your snapback. All right. Anyways, interesting conversations today. Now for our feature story of the day. Here's how Bitcoin can explode up to 250,000 this summer. According to the BitMEX founder, Arthur Hayes, just blaze. Break her down, shall we? BitMEX co-founder Arthur Hayes believes the Bitty could nearly double in price from the current level in the coming weeks. In a new interview with Anthony Pompliano, Hayes says Bitcoin can explode by roughly between 44 and 92% from the current price, quoting him from the interview with Pomp. This year, I think we get to 250 in Bitcoin. Maybe this summer. I know what you did last summer. Run to something like 150 to 200 before we get some sort of a pullback. And according to Hayes, the 90-day pause by tariffs by the Trump admin, first on the most countries of the world and later on China, will trigger volatility as the end of the suspension period nears. Quoting him again. They set these 90-day targets. Obviously, now you have a strike price, a maturity, and an expiry. There's going to be insane volatility around that. Will they or won't they? What's the deal going to look like? And obviously, Trump's going to posture that he is serious about really inflicting some pain on trade partners. So you can see a sort of a ditch and bride at the altar negotiating style. Wow, a ditch the bride at the altar. I've never experienced that. We can see some insane volatility around July 4th for everyone except China. And then China's like August 10th, somewhere around there. So I think now we have seen those dates in mind. I wouldn't want to be overly long on any of the risky assets. Over the long term, the BitMEX co-founder says Bitcoin could explode by around 860% amid a potential increase in the money supply, which is practically $1 million per coin. We've covered the bull scenarios before from Arthur Hayes, quoting him here. I think the Trump team is very serious about trying to do their part and rectifying these trade imbalances. I think capital controls are the way they are going to do it, which is a little bit slower burn, but foreigners are going to react by selling assets because now there's a tax and they don't want to pay it, and so there's going to require printed money to replace those dollars. And the money gets printed. Pretty little money printer go brr. And Bitcoin benefits the most out of all the different risky assets and the one that could drawn out there. And that's how we get to $1 million per Bitcoin. 1 milli. Send it. I think that happens sometime between now and when Trump exits his office in 2028. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Arthur Hayes. Just blaze. And to watch this exclusive interview between Mr. Hayes and Pompliano, check the show notes below the video in the description. And I also like to reiterate some of my personal targets, which are right in alignment with what Arthur Hayes has to say. My bear scenario, 2025, this year, 222, right in alignment with OG Bring Facts. Send it. And that's the bear scenario. Base case, 420 for the broskies. But JV, you're based. Absolutely. And bull scenario, 1.1 million. In fact, I wrote myself a prescription, just what the doctor ordered. Let me know if you agree or disagree. And I dare say this is bearish. Max Kaiser's calling for 2.2 million this cycle. Let me know if you agree or disagree. And welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream. This is your opportunity to get comments read out loud. We're still try streaming on X, Rumble, and YouTube. And if you have any questions, please, the platform's all yours, Bitty Broskies, Bitty Baddies. All right, it's going to be 100 degrees in Vegas. Expect nothing less. Summer is here. Summertime in the city. The interview was very good, so you already watched it. Excellent, excellent. China. You know what Trump does? China. Nipsey is the centerfold. Whoa, I never thought of it that way. One page that opens up is just his big kahunas. You know, Bitcoiners have the biggest kahunas. You got to take them traveling in a wheelbarrow, like that South Park episode. Thank goodness for the air conditioning, eh? 100. Oh, yeah, Chandy's not going to be able to survive. You're going to have to get an air-conditioned suit. I don't know if they sell them, but you may want to start looking early. Chandy doesn't do well in the heat. She almost melted in Puerto Rico, literally. Fantastic. Trump, JB. China. It's going to be hot in Vegas. That's for sure. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. There you go. So, yeah. Yeah, all find me inside the AC anywhere on the strip. At night, flying high in the stratosphere. Hey, now. Have you decided if you're going to bring the pup or roll solo? Hit the pools. Yeah, there's always pools. That's one thing for sure. JV, I think Vegas uses air conditioners. Unlike you. Get it under 70. JV is a flipping. You freezing me out in my own home. You froze me out. Nippinator was shivering the entire time. Nippinator's like, when is Chandy gonna leave, JV? Chihuahuas don't do well in the cold. You know this. He's not a koi pup. He doesn't survive in the winters. Cheers. And don't forget the R-tarded lizards. Yeah, this one's dedicated to the R-tarded lizards. JB, it's a hard one to decide on India. I keep tossing it. Yeah, my instincts is telling me unless India's already familiar with staying in strange locations she has never been and being alone for a few hours, she'll probably cause a ruckus and start like either whining or barking. And then the people at the hotel are going to like complain and it's going to probably destroy your vacay. I'm just telling you from firsthand experience. I mean, if it's like a mature dog, like Nippinator, I can take him to any hotel, but he's 6 years old and he's used to being alone by himself, and I can put him in a new environment and he doesn't bother anybody. He doesn't like cry or anything. So I can leave him at a hotel, you know, make sure he's fed well, walk him, and then leave him alone for 8 hours and he'll just be a complete gentleman. But I would assume if it's a puppy, they're probably going to be like whining for you to save them and not know what's going on. So something to consider. Or if you got a dog sitter, obviously, that'd be a great option. But, yeah, I mean, it's 94 here in Central Florida. Let me know how my dog whisper is. Cesar Milan ain't got shit on JV. Oh, my God. She threw a fit all day, but it isn't a dog sounding. She tried to eat me. What? Because she wanted outside and I have no fenced-in yard on 13 acres. She needs supervision. And I said no. And she tried. Wait, so she literally attack you when you say she tried to eat you? Did she like grab onto your... My dogs are service dogs. I can bring them anywhere. Awesome. Well, yeah, and your dogs are mature and trained if they're service dogs, not little puppies. So that's awesome. Same with Nippinator. He is a service dog. I need to renew his service certification, but he once was a certified service dog. She is sweet and beautiful, but has a temper. We understand each other. Speaking my language, eh? Sick 'em, boy. Precisely, Greg. The Link Hotel has the entire floor just for dogs. Wow. No one will call the front desk. Well, that's different. I didn't know there was a hotel for dogs. That's awesome. Here in Puerto Rico, they have some dog hotels as well, but they're a little sus, to be quite honest. The cool part about Puerto Rico is they love dogs, so almost all the major hotels will allow a service dog. You just got to like show proof it's a service dog. Growled ferociously and attacked with teeth. Ooh, that's not good. She loves me, but we're working on it. Wow. Wowzers. So there is a brand new Chandy Jam called Cinderella, putting it all together. I don't have the video though. You sent an MPA format and my system only recognizes the audio, but I do have the audio and I encourage everyone to watch the video because you'll greater appreciate it because it's putting all of our epic tracks together. And it's also a 30-minute playlist followed by the track, which is pretty fire. And you can find it on my X profile. I know I reposted it again this morning, or you can find it on Chandy 10 Music, is X profile, but you'll have to get me the MP4 and then we'll show the video next time. But I do have the audio lined up. I forgot to tell you that I only have the audio. So I'm not sure if you knew you sent me an MPA file. So this is the track nonetheless. We're going to play it. It's brand new. Never premiered it yet. But again, the video that goes along with it, which you guys have to see, you can catch it at Chandy 10 Music over on X. Enjoy.
Oh, buckle up, let's go.
Toughen up, buttercup.
Doing, 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 Cinderella, Spinderella, Bitcoin clever. Let's put it all together. The salt and the pepper.
Hold the planes, rockets flaming, armed with a northbound flow. Yeah, with paper money shaming, it's time for the blackjack slam.
And heads up, this is 100% written and produced by Chandy. The voice totally sounds like Eminem. I told her I get total M vibes. And of course, the lyrics, the flow, the cadence. So it's a pretty fire track. Enjoy, enjoy.
Blackjack, bada boom, strawberry bitty jam.
Don't be a punk.
Bitcoin sheen, Bitcoin glam, huddle gang fam. It's a hold, only no coin, roaming, winning, only little, only kinda will defeat your kinda hand. Not faking, not shaking, we're fifth level baking. Water above, water below, let's go, see dough. New kids on the block with the real dough. We block dance, we mastered the square dance. This isn't Play-Doh, bro. Stack sats and make perfect doughs. Toss you tough rooster, strutting, no bluffing. We bluffing. We rule from the dragon's den. We played to win. Fire starters, barn burners. We're smart and fast learners. Fast learners.
Doing, 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 Cinderella, Spinderella, Bitcoin clever. Let's put it all together.
Like a one-headlight night wallflower. It's not flower power, it's buying power. We're not sheep, not woke, not asleep. Don't mistake us for cowards, we're rocket powered. We're cherry outlaws, feather-wearing Choctaws. Paving a new Oregon trail, a flame that Luna wagons. We're not frail, we don't slay dragons. We're dragons that slay. Like a Libra, just to scale, having Luna dragon. We play the Bitcoin way. Doing, 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 Cinderella, Spinderella, Bitcoin clever. Let's put it all together. We have the winning seat at the table. BTC isn't a fairy tale, it's a financial god hacking humanity. Fable to the moon, send it for the win, new silver spoon. Does the earth spin? We got that bitty swagger, more swag than Mick Jagger. Quiet in the peanut gallery, I'm singing on a Bitcoin salary. No weak hands, not banker fans, no shaky hands. Fishy, fishy in the brook, ended up in the frying pan. Cause daddy caught him on a hook like a man. We're not rooks, we don't demand, we command. Winning, spinning like Spinderella, we're here to tell you like we can save India. We'll defeat your wise owl, wolf on the prowl. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Keys guarding my cold loot. Dragon power, don't wait another hour. We do it like Gohan. Sheep get slaughtered at night. We're not the pawn.
We do it like Gohan. Sheeps get slaughtered at night. Wop, wop, wop.
Bitcoin is the star, the real bread made to rise. Free Ross, Moses had a ride. Biddy doesn't have to be a future loss. Horsepower chooses its own trough. We don't wait on Santa Claus. Doing, 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 doing.
Bitcoin clever, let's put it all together.
It's time to do the blackjack jam. Fly like Peter Pan, breaking out of chains like Alice in Wonderland. Strawberry moon glam, with a huddle gang. Biddy bling, bought a few, bang, bang, bang.
Did someone say bang?
Rockets on standby, don't let it pass you by. Raising the ashes of Cinderella, raising the roof is my name, Chandela. Where's that big bad wolf? 313 for the free, free Willy, free world. Bitcoin's giving it a whirl. Doing, 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 Cinderella, Spinderella, Bitcoin clever. Let's put it all together.
I love the new song. It's fire. You killed it. Great job, Chandy. Feel free to drop the direct link to the music video with the new playlist so they can check it out on X. Nice job, JV. I was just thinking I better put lyrics on the video. Wow. Fire. Love the new track. Very well done. Very well done. We got so many classic Chandy jams. The playlist is going on 5 hours. All exclusive Bitcoin music, by the way. Wow. I don't even know what to play next. So if you guys have any special requests, I don't have Tapeworm. I know, JC, we have that request. I'll have to remember to put it on here. But any of the other newer songs, I'm happy to play as we're jamming out. This is the Q&A segment. By the way, typically stick around to the next top of the hour. For those that don't know, we typically have a very similar routine every day where we do the news for the first hour of the show, the podcast, and then we flip it to a Q&A segment, which is your time for interaction, and you can ask me anything you like. I read everyone's comments out loud. We usually jam out the Chandy music or play some music videos with the Biddy vibes. I'll be at the conference on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You only got the ticket for Wednesday and Thursday. Ask Oracle. But you're also going to be there, I think it's Monday, for the pre-kickoff event. Is that accurate, Oracle, with the Bitcoin Sports Network? Love the song, says the Oracle. Serge says he was jamming out to it this morning. Good stuff. There's the direct link right there, the link to the song and the video. Cinderella, let's put it all together. Vegas Anthem, JV, fire it up. Good request. Enjoy.
Worldwide, we'll be meeting with the Biddy vibes. Win in hand, thinkers signed up for hot May Vegas days and steamy nights. We stacked our tickets for a rocket ride. Not taking a Jay-Z, Empire State of Mind kind of bus ride. Fifth level G's, investors, you can't play us. We're taking over Vegas.
Huddle gang worldwide, we'll be meeting with the Biddy vibes. Win in hand, thinkers signed up for hot May Vegas days and steamy nights. We stacked our tickets for a rocket ride.
Light it up, fire it up.
Not taking a Jay-Z,
Mama in New York kind of bus ride.
fifth level G's, investors, you can't play us. Venetian, magician, manifesting missions, no permission, politician games. Nah, we dismiss them. Fire it up, fire it up. Biddy dreams getting wired up. At the Venetian, we ain't missing. Whole gang, yeah, we light it up. Fire it up, fire it up. Stack the sats, never tire up. 30K deep, whole world listening. Bitcoin future, we write it up.
Speakers like magicians pulling truth from air.
Let's go. I even got the Bitcoin in my underwear. I'll be getting in on Monday, JV. I'll get out about 2 hours before the kickoff party. I won't even be able to check into my... Oh, wow. So it's going to be a close call. So you're getting in on Monday, the day of. I see. I get there about 2 hours before. Right on. So it's going to be a quick call, but you're going to be at the pre-kickoff event then, right? And I'm pretty confident Chandy's going to be there. And of course, you're going to get the opportunity to meet Max and Stacy there, because it's going to be very difficult probably to meet some of the speakers when there's like 30,000 people in the audience. So these pre-events are going to be pretty key. So, and I know you probably got a lot going on with meetups. Good stuff. Let's go. Fired up. Fired up.
Stackers in position, real ones everywhere.
Oh snap, Chandy's got a P. No Diddy.
Rocket fueled ambition, wild Vegas ignition. No fiat fiction, just Bitcoin conviction.
Crossing timelines, redefining fate. Same level thinkers all at the same gate. 30K believers, no debate. Stacking this freedom, raising the stake. Venetian, magician, manifesting missions, no permission, politics.
Okay, Wednesday and Thursday for me, I have an extra ticket if anyone needs one. BS is offering an extra ticket. I would encourage you to only give them the free ticket in person meeting you, because there's a lot of people that will say, I'll take the free ticket, and they have no intention of going there. That's just the nature of people. And then maybe they'll try to sell it and make some money or something. Who knows? But I would say if someone wants that free ticket, you can offer to maybe meet them before the event or something and offer it. That way, you know, whoever you give it to is actually using it for the event. Let's go! Vegas, fire it up. Spark it like a Blunsky.
In Bitcoin future, we write it up.
From basement dreams to penthouse scenes, from backroom chats to global streams. It's bigger than cash, it's bigger than schemes. It's freedom alive, it's the Bitcoin dream.
Vegas heat, Biddy beat, hold deep, fire it up like the street. Vegas heat, Biddy beat, stack it deep.
Vegas heat, Biddy beat.
Light it up, rocket ride, beat.
Light it up, fire it up. This is Vegas, we're here to Satoshi teach ya. Light it up, fire it up. Make that rocket go. To the moon is a pit stop. To the moon is the doing Biddy pit stop.
Fire it up, stack the sats, never tie it up. deep, whole world listening. Bitcoin future, we ride it up. It feels like I've seen you before, like maybe.
There seems to be a lot of Trump stuff going on. The Supreme Court won't allow us to get criminals out of our country. Trump posted that, I guess, on Truth Social. Interesting. Holy shit, President Trump just exposed the Supreme Court with one sentence. America isn't safe with rogue judges. Woo-hoo. Wow. Holy shit. Breaking news. A bomb just exploded outside fertility clinic in Palm Springs. Holy shit. I used to live right near Palm Springs. California, the mayor says multiple casualties have been reported, including a suspect. FBI Los Angeles taking over the investigation. Jeez Louise, folks. It's pure chaos out there in the world. That's sad. Prayers and condolences to anyone affected by that. Jeez Louise. You don't expect things like that to happen in Palm Springs. And apparently, President Trump posted something regarding exposing Hillary. I didn't verify that because I'm not on Truth Social, but a lot of people are sharing this stuff. So more power to him. What's going on? Oh my God, Texas, HB 3441 passed. Good. This is big. A bill that holds vaccine manufacturers liable for injuries caused by their products if they advertise in Texas. The next step, the bill having passed the Texas House, moves to the Texas Senate for review and voting. If approved, it goes to the governor for signing into law. This has the potential to be the game changer for the country, as it could set a major precedent for other states to do the same. It will effectively dismantle big pharma in a huge way. This has been a really good chance, has a good chance of passing. It needs to be supported. Go Texas. Big news coming out of Texas. Because a lot of these companies and people like Bill Gates, they push so hard on these untested poison jabs because they don't have to take any accountability. There's a loophole where they're not held accountable if people are unalived. So that's a big deal. Hopefully more states do the same. JB, you didn't see the screenshot in the X messages I sent you? I didn't check any messages on X yet today. So not yet. Is that something you want me to check now on the stream? I have an extra ticket, but it seems that if someone is going to an event like this, they are going. No free ticket seems to be the key in them going. It's a passion. Right on. Clinton's let's just say satanic. I heard the most disturbing story from Mike last night, who did security detail with the guard for Hillary for some event, but it wasn't about them other than she is pretty sure this guy is connected to them, and he did a very, very bad thing to his baby daughter. And mom came in and saw diaper age, sick bastards. This guy was in the ARC National Guard. His family is very wealthy. All the attorneys, he did no prison time. Sick. That was back in the 90s. We are also wearing an orange and black Asian style patterned vintage short. It looked groovy at first. It was awful by the end of the dream. Oh, you referring to a dream there, Adam? I am sure putting two and two together, not spitting facts. Reading between the lines, eh? Crazy.
I missed a step and we got sidetracked, and I'm not the kind of person who likes to live with regrets. I can let you go, I'll be alright, but I can also defeat you, and I'm here with pride. Come on, Biddy, take me on a rocket ride. Let's bust out of the stratosphere. I have no fear.
And what's up with this auto pen thing I keep seeing on my timeline as well? President Trump says Joe Biden's auto pen scandal growing bigger by the moment. I think that's referring to maybe an earpiece. Like, for example, let's say Barack Obama telling him what to say or something like that. Is that what the auto pen is? A lot of politics showing on my timeline today. People that understand sats, we call them stupid. Thank you, Samson Mao. Pretty accurate. The moral of the story is just don't be stupid and don't be poor. Well said, well said, well said. Victory, President B. Let's go, Bitcoin Press. Where you at? That's a victory, baby. Being a fire. The Diddy case, proof America's justice system is a banana republic on steroids. That's pretty accurate. Jill Biden needs to be dragged into Congress and be put under oath for why she hit her husband's mental decline. You guys remember that? That was a very sad little speech. Like, it seems Joe doesn't even know what's going on. I dare say that's not even like the real Joe Biden. I think there's many versions. You know, I'm the super tinfoil hat conspiracy guy, right? So, like, we've seen so many different versions where his ears are different, his facial features are different, everything about him is different. Like this one, he just looks retarded and doesn't move, probably pooping his pants. I forgot what Jill said that was hilarious in that, but I remember when they did that clip. It's so pathetic. Let's go, Joe. I got some ice cream for you after we change your diaper. Wild times. That's all I'm saying. Okay, the theory is the Clintons will never be arrested. Exactly. They aren't like us, like kingpins of the Diddy industry, started their dynasty where I live. Bill Clinton, I supposedly met. I agree, and I actually broke down this theory yesterday because they're just actors or puppets for puppet masters that are telling them what to do, and they're just following the script. So they have full immunity, and that's why they'll never be punished, right? I even think P. Diddy is a three-letter organization asset, and I think it's going to be O.J. Simpson 2.0. Like, he's going to get away with it all. And it's just, the world is a stage. These are the actors. Yes, they're committing heinous crimes against children, but they're protected by the forces of evil that run the world. And that's the sad part. No, the auto pen is a machine that signs things. Oh, okay. Signs it for the president. So if it's not really the president's signature, does that mean it's not viable and it means nothing? So, for example, if someone signs an executive order with an auto pen, does that discredit the executive order? It's the actual machine that... Oh, yeah. And why is Biden's signature completely different? That's another reason. You know, there's so many pieces to why I believe there's multiple versions of that guy. Not that it matters anymore, but you guys see the point. There could definitely be a lot of masketeers going on the global stage, if you know what I'm saying. Jill Bill Kill, movie titled for the course to Jill Bill Hill. Kill Bills, that's a classic, by the way. Classic. If you don't do the type the number, you should have to go for the first time. Arkansas. Hillbillies, the lizard folk. And I know, ironic enough, the hotel I stayed at in El Salvador, it had like a lot of, it's called El Presidente. It was in the El Presidente district of, I think it was San Salvador. And they had president, or former president, Clinton's photo up there. And this was actually, they call it the El President Hotel, because, or El Presidente, because this is where all the presidents would come to visit when they'd come to El Salvador. And there's actually a interesting backstory Max and Sergio shared with me there, but I won't get into it right now. Biden pulled a McCartney, eh? They have those masks from Mission Impossible. They are called 30-second masks or something like that. Yeah, I've seen a lot of evidence of the masks, and you wouldn't be able to tell. They're just that good. In fact, they mastered the masks, the three-letter organizations, I don't like to say, during the YouTube live stream, back in the 80s. So you can only imagine how far they've come. You know, now we're in 2025. If they were able to deceive people in the 80s with masks, just imagine what they can do today. The auto pen is supposed to be used for executive orders, pardons, or signing laws. That is, something Biden's handlers did. Yeah, because either Biden wasn't competent to sign his own signature, or it's not the real version of Biden, and that would give evidence that it's maybe some other actor with a mask on that trying to pretend to be Biden. Just my speculation there. Golden Masked Men. That's right. The Golden Masked Men, as was exposed in the film by, what was the name of that one? Eyes Wide Shut. Directed by Stanley Kubrick, the same guy who directed the alleged footage of U.S. astronauts going to the moon, which is laughable to say the least. You already know, and if you don't know... Yeah, exactly. They are in charge, and we don't see them. Didn't they trial testify? Testimony backs up on when they already know what you don't know. Yeah. It's how the aliens live amongst us, the lizard folk. Some would say the Rockefeller man who, let me show you what I'm talking about. This is actually an interesting theory. This guy, Rockefeller, this guy right there, the handsome fellow on your screen right there. It says Rockefeller wasn't human. He was a demonic entity in a human shell, sustained for decades by early forms of adrenochrome. No soul, just a vessel for darkness. Feeding off the young to cling to life, they call it power, we call it evil. And if you don't know, the Rockefeller Foundation, single-handedly responsible for big pharma and basically making it seem like quackery to have holistic natural cures. Go figure. And they're also responsible for the pathetic education and the propaganda we get educated with at the school, because the Rockefeller Foundation is control of all the government school system education, and amongst other things as well. I didn't see the movie or don't remember it, though it said word Bitcoin of the guys in the Netflix series Squid Games. That there, I thought, the golden masked men, and knew they were. Yeah, so you'll actually see the men with the golden mask in the film Eyes Wide Shut. And ironic enough, Stanley Kubrick was assassinated days after the film was released. Can't make this shit up. They wore the golden mask. Exactly. So they also wear the mask in the film. There's a secret society out there. You ever heard of a little fraternity called Skull and Bones? Yale University, George Bush and the rest of them. Only 9 to 15 days left until the pole shift. I guess if we believe in that. Are there any new end of the world prophecies? Or remember, there's always something. It's like in 2012, it's going to be the end of the world. It's the end of the Mayan calendar, JV. Well, of course, Hollywood, ran by the evil, loves to tease the glimpse because it is not fun otherwise. Exactly. It's like a pre-framing. It's social engineering, unconscious programming, so that we just accept it, right? Outer space doesn't exist. The movie Armageddon is a sham. I feel so lied to. I've never seen Armageddon, but exactly. Space doesn't exist. All these Hollywood films are designed to deceive you. That's the only purpose of why they exist. And make money off of you doing so. Skull and Bones, Tugs and Harmony. Boom, 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 boom. Now tell me what you gonna do. This song goes out to my brother Wally and Mrs. Uncle Charlie. No, 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 no. I'm gonna miss everybody. Yeah. There's only been like 6 or 7 resets. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the Great Reset. I'm glad you referenced the Great Reset. There used to be a time where everyone knew the shape of the earth, the fact that we were firm and living in a firmament. Then eventually it was a Great Reset. They dumbed us down, made us stupid again. It's ironic. But yeah, I agree. There's probably been a lot of these Great Resets, for sure. At least one, or many. I was reading something interesting about the DUMBs. These are the underground military. I forget what it stands for, but I understand they're the underground facilities on the earth that are all connected around the world. JV, got to share it with you. Please do. I've researched the DUMBs even decades ago. You know, I get deep. I live down the rabbit hole, so this is where I live. Ready, set, go. Reset incoming. We are the Men in Black. Galaxy Defenders. Precisely. Big cry moment at the end. Word. I'm going to find a cave next week inland. In the mountains, just in case. Good excuse for the road trip. Yeah, you pull a Bodhidharma. If you fall asleep, you just rip off your eyelids. Problem solved. Game on. The most recent was the Great Mud Flood of the early 1800s. And the end of the Tartarian... I've been researching a lot about the Tartarian Empire. Fascinating. And the big bells, the structures, and the span of the globe. Very fascinating. That's why I like following that one account, the Flat Earther, or the Flat Out Truth. I forget what the account is called. This one, though. I'm even in the Telegram group, by the way, now. It's called Flat Out Truth. But it's pretty good. A lot of good stuff. It often touches upon that civilization and, you know, all the propaganda out there. Underground facilities in Disney. You ain't seen nothing yet. You can see all the chemtrails. Since when have you seen airplanes racing against one another? Oh, they're just poison in the sky, blocking out the sun. Nothing to see here, fellas. Okay, only one Tatarian building is still standing in Berlin. You're looking at it. There's an old school photo, I believe from the early 1900s or late 1800s. And then you can see it modern day right now. Do you find it interesting that almost all the first ladies are men? Transgender agenda is very real. Maybe Melania is our first lady for all I know. I'm just saying. Maybe. Makes sense how Napoleon joined forces with the Russian forces for a bit of the war. Look at the maps from the late 1700s. They name Tartary. Right on. And I would assume they're flat earth maps because everyone in the world knew we weren't living in a heliocentric spinning globe. FYI, water always finds its surface. Always. There's no exception to the rule. That's why they had to create the retarded story of Newton with the apple. Oh my God, gravity. Come on now, what are we, retarded? I'd rather believe in the tooth fairy. But that was the whole objective of saying, no, the gravity is what keeps the water on the spinning globe intact. Well, how does the honeybee defy gravity? How do hummingbirds defy gravity? How does the helium balloon defy gravity? Because it's all about the law of density. Multiple people have flown around the globe and ended up where they started. If the world was spinning, you could go on a helicopter, go up 10 feet, come down and be in a different position. Why don't we move? Because we're not fucking moving. God tells us in Genesis, the earth is firm and cannot be moved. And we're living in a firmament. Just look at the Gleason map. And here's another thing. The North, is it Polaris? There's one star that never moves. The one star that never moves. Explain that, globalists. Why doesn't Polaris move? It's a stationary star. But everything, all the other heavenly celestial bodies are moving within the firmament. And how do you explain earthquakes if we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour on an axis through this infinite galaxy? Meanwhile, we get a 6.5 on the Richter scale, and everyone's like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Because we're used to not moving. That's the reason why. Otherwise, earthquakes wouldn't even be a thing. You'd be like, oh, who cares? We're spinning so fast. The earthquake's irrelevant. You can't sit still above the land. You're moving. Okay. I don't sense any movement. I trust my senses more than the pseudoscience, so you can't convince me otherwise. Wouldn't get dizzy when still, not when moving, and spin motion if the earth is spinning. It's as simple as this. You either believe in pseudoscience, which is ultimately fake science, propaganda, or you believe in God's word. But people be like, but God doesn't know, JV. Okay, I believe in God, so end of discussion. God is real. God created us, not some random accident. Like, I believe we were created in God's image, and I believe all that stuff. So if I believe in what God tells us about the earth, then why would I believe the scientists who lie to us about every other thing in the world, but they're telling us the truth about the true nature of the planet we're living on, and they're going to try to discredit God and claim we come from monkeys via evolution and the Big Bang. The entire story is full of holes. Makes no logical sense. But I guess if you're an atheist, you can entertain the idea and accept it. But how can you be God-fearing and believe we're living on a spinning globe? You can't. It just makes no sense. San Diego looks like DC Tartarian. Polaris is the extreme north. It spins around just like the Big Dipper. Extreme north or south. They don't, what does that say? They don't move across the sky. Hit them with the Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang. A bomb atomically. Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't defy how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robbery. Flee with the lottery. Possibly they spotted me. End of the day, Jesus fixed me. That would be Bitcoin, the second coming of Christ. Shout out, bring facts. Okay, if I ever get to where I need to be, I can worry about the rest. Maybe. Amen. Love you, Jesus, God our Father, which art in heaven. But I also respect, we all perceive things differently. And I respect everyone's truth. You know, we're all going to see things differently. We're all individuals. We all came up differently, and we all have different thoughts and beliefs and believe in different philosophies and things of this nature. So no one can tell you otherwise. You know, your truth is your truth. So something I respect in everybody. Runaway train on the right track. But I will tell you guys, I was right about Bitcoin 8 years ago. I was right about the poison vaccine. And I have all that evidence on my Facebook. So, well, time will tell. Was JV right about NASA never sending anyone to the moon? And about the earth being firm as per God's word? I guess we'll find out eventually. But until then. You said, go by the Bible's words for the firmament. And so does that not apply to the Jesus being necessary? I don't know what you mean with Jesus being necessary. I don't want to disrespect or say anything blasphemous there, so I don't think I fully understand that. But I do believe in the Bible's word. Obviously, it's the Old Testament in which God describes the nature of the earth and creation and all that, like how we all started and such. And then I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the New Testament, which is about Jesus. Okay, the single called organism has 50 chromosomes. Tobacco plant has 450 chromosomes. A chimpanzee has 48. Humans have 46. Who is superior? Nippinator. Nippinator. Can't see Canada across Lake Erie, even though it's 50 miles or less across. Telescopes see the water end of the horizon. I've seen different evidence. I don't know the exact location, but there are planes on the earth that are so flat for so many miles, and there are telescopes where you can trail, like, let's say, the sailboat X amount of miles into the distance, and there is no curvature. You can still see it. The naked eye, we can only see so far. So the naked eye is very limited. However, through the telescopes, they have already proven there's no curvature. There's absolutely zero curvature at all. But you're going to subscribe to different experiments that are going to prove the opposite. That's why I say your truth is your truth. My truth is my truth. But I was right about Bitcoin. I was right about the poison vaccine. I was right about COVID. Am I wrong about the true nature of the earth? Am I wrong about God? It's up to you to decide. Not here to convince anyone, just FYI. I just like to share my thoughts. Yeah, Jesus is the New Testament necessary for the heaven, says so, mixes me up. Wondering about the people born elsewhere with the different parents and teachings above my head. Word. Why do oceans have low and high tides? I don't know. I'm not the ocean expert. Because I don't know if hypothetically, I don't know the exact percentage, but let's just say the earth is 90% ocean. Well, that's motion. It's moving. It doesn't mean we're spinning. But of course, the water is moving because water is always moving. And there can be a lot of catalysts for moving water. It could be an earthquake. That's how tsunamis are created, are they not? From the Chicago skyline over Lake Michigan, you can see the Rocky Mountain Range. If the earth was curved, it would be like 500 miles down. Thank you, Greg. Yeah, Jesus, New Testament, right on, right on, right on. I mean, it is laughable to me to believe the earth is spinning. The only reason everyone believes that is because of the programming from the time you're 3 years old in preschool. And the first thing you see is the spinning globe, heliocentric model, and then you start watching all your Disney fantasy movies, and then you start watching all the other fantasy shows from all the programming in Hollywood. Do you think Hollywood is there just to entertain you or to spread propaganda? What's the purpose of Hollywood? Sub JB, the legend of Melda continues. That's what I'm saying. Real. That's what I'm saying. Super Saiyan. Bitcoin Super Saiyan. Stacking BTC like I'm in the ball league. Stacking BTC like it's Dragon Ball Z. Stacking BTC like Gohan versus Satoshi. Very similarity, skimming the firmament versus the boat. What is below is above, a wise man once said. Look at a diddler. Is that the new do? All gray, eh? Interesting. JV doesn't die. Nothing. This is all natural, guys. All natural. They also tell us the sun is 98 million miles away. Does anyone believe that one? 98 million lies away is more like it. Center of the like washing machine, it creates the waves, as well aware. I'm not going to hide it. The water above and below and the flat earth and the firmament, real to me now. I love playing outside at hours, nobody else. I just feel the moon is godly, though. Well, it absolutely is godly. And in the Bible, God describes why he created the sun and the moon. JV Piccolo was Gohan's real dad. Somebody get me a Ginsu bean. ASAP. What up, Nippinator? Oh, yeah, speaking of sun gazing, it was a topic of conversation on X the other day. Got my attention. I used to sun gaze, and people will tell you, JV, you can't look at the sun, you'll go blind. I used to meditate looking at the sun. It's called sun gazing. And want to know a couple of the effects? It improved my eyesight. I don't need to rock glasses everywhere I go like I used to have to at one point in my life. And also, it's like rocket fuel for the pineal gland, expanding the third eye. And there's also like dozens of other health benefits to sun gazing. But what does the pseudoscientists tell you? Don't look at the sun. Ah, sunscreen. Put the cancer lotion on. And meanwhile, they're doing the chemtrails to block out the sun because they know the sun, how divine it is for us and our health. Back in the days, in the 1800s and early 1900s, all the hospitals used to have sun decks at the top of the hospital. Why? It was healthy. It is healthy. Sun is like the greatest thing a human can get. Thanks to God. But now they're like, oh, the sun is so dangerous. We got to block out the sun. Da, 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 da. Everything they tell you, I told you the hack. I already told you the Homer hack. So you don't need to wonder any longer. You just listen to Homer Simpson and you're pretty golden. You're going to do well in life. Always do the opposite of what the government says. Anything they're telling you is categorically false. Everything. I don't think there's any exception at all. Zero. Zilch. Nada. But what do I know? Just my two Satoshis. Isn't the moon hollow? I dare say it's a plasma energy. All, in my opinion, the stars and the alleged planets, they're all just balls of energy. And they're light frequencies. I know the Oracle sent me something on this the other day, and it's right in alignment with my belief system. So it's impossible to go to the moon. So no, I don't think it's hollow. I just don't think it's physical like Earth. Earth is very unique. The Satanists want us to believe that this is just random, and there's millions of other Earths out there. There's more Earths out there with civilization than grains of sand on the Earth. Bullshit. We're special. Earth is special. This is a special plane. Humans are special. We're not a random coincidence. God is real. Fuck the Satanists. JV out. And with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same bit time. Same bit channel. Hopefully you enjoyed our special Sat Stacking Saturday. And I'll be back on Sat Stacking Sunday. And with that being said, deuces.